So our first 24 hours is over. Oh, that shouldn't have disappeared. Let me put it back. Okay, so our first 24 hours is over, and as you can see, events ended, and we have results. We will cover them at the end of the games. So, what else can be said? This is the day Tucker faced his doomsday, and this is Star Trek Fleet Command. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, as you can see, I've got all the various events actually laid out. Yeah, what we're going to do is I'm just basically going to quickly cover the events. I'm going to throw in some VT. I'm going to throw in some screenshots of the 24 hours of Tucker invading one Doomsday. Well, actually, it's Pegasus invading Doomsday. Yeah, so, but obviously, we're going to have the results at the end of it as well to show you the final score between our two servers. And to be perfectly honest, it wasn't too bad. So we'll take this screenshot quickly first. As you can see, this was during the first 6 hours near at the end of it. We had such a massive lead over 142, and that's because we was the invaders first. Now, is there a tactical advantage to this? Depends on how much resources you can find on the opposing server, and it depends on how much base raiding you actually do, and how good you are at it, and how well you work together. That's a big key, because at the end of the day, right, this is a base raiding event, pure and simple. Yes, you've got your PvP element in the form of all-out attack and all-out defense. So, as you can see, I completed this one. And these were the points I was getting. We had Discoveries, G3 Epics, Franklin A, Cerritos, ISS Jellyfish, and G4 Uncommons. Now, technically, I have got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those ships. Yeah, 4. I've got the Discovery, I've got the Enterprise, I've got the Augur, and I've got the Franklin A, and I got the Cerritos. Was that 5 then? I can't count. Never mind. But anyway, so I had 5 of them, and I primarily only used the Enterprise and the Augur. The Franklin A, Cerritos, and Discovery were pretty much cannon fodder. But then again, when I went over to 142, it turns out my Enterprise and Augur was cannon fodder too. Yes, and I will show you some VT of that, of how well 142 actually did contain us when we went over to their server in the PvP incidents. But as well, there's also points for losing. It's literally 50% of the winners. Now, my problem with this was the bracket. I don't know what bracket I was meant to be in, because I'm a level 41 player and I don't have access to those G4 uncommons. I don't have access to them. So why pit me up against them? Well, to be perfectly honest, my G3 epics should be able to fight them at a reasonable level, and when they're properly crewed. Yeah, one thing I've noticed with PvP, for me, RNG does not work in my favour whatsoever. I can take somebody on the same level as me and I can still get my arse handed to me. But that's the way it goes. So, yeah. So there's your point. So I'm actually going to make a mental note of a couple of them, because there was the all-out defense one, and was it that one I participated in? No, I didn't do one because I was asleep for that. So it'll be this one I joined. And yet the points are exactly the same. So, but the problem is with this, right? You had to be back on your own server. You had to be on your own server to do this event. So to do all 4, you literally had to be on your own server for defending and on the opposing server for invading, for the attack. So yeah, I was kind of hoping during the defense I could actually get the points whilst on the 142 server. No, I didn't. So that contributed to my decision on coming home. Obviously I came home just to do this event as well. And not to mention, if I'm perfectly honest, right, I got bored. Because like I said, this event is centered around base raiding. And for me, the biggest problem with base raiding is I don't have ROM. And you do need ROM. To be perfectly honest, you need ROM. If you want to attack those bigger bases, you're gonna have to have ROM, unless you know some bigger players. Now, I will show you some of my battle log lists. We won't go in. I might actually go into a few of them. Let's have a quick look. But I'm going to scroll quite far down because obviously when I came home, I started doing my events. So as you can see, and here we go. So retrieving, as you can see, I've got a few base defeats here. So I attacked certain bases. Now this one here, level 35. I don't understand why. Oh yeah, that was it. He was online. Yeah, he was online. So he kept repairing his ships, and then eventually I went off screen to do something, and then come back, and he jumped away. So obviously he took literally the 30 seconds I was away to get out of dodge, which was the right thing for him to do. Because I could have just kept pounding him with my Enterprise. Yes, I was going to lose all the time. There's no doubt about it. But, yeah. So now, the downside to this is, as much as I would love to do this, I view this. Because it was on another server, I can't view the battle log. Scopely, can we have this fixed, please? Because I would love to still view the battle log. But as you can see, Felix 9 had a good old bish bash with him. I mean, what was we doing? Oh, yeah, I can't see what system was in, so I can't see what I was actually doing. But as well, I went around a few bases. Now, 44. Did I attack this guy? Yes. Now, this guy, I actually tried to raid his base with what little he had in it. But for some reason, my ships could not get past his guns. He had no ships in there. His hull was extremely damaged. It was something like about 15-20%. But I just couldn't get through. And this is where ROM would have really, really helped me. Because I wouldn't have given up with this. I'd have carried on. Because I would have got more damage in. But unfortunately, his guns got me. So I gave up. But as you can see, I've got a few more bases here as well. And drained them. Took out some ships as well. So yeah. Oh, this level 28 guy here. Yeah, I've got a message to show you. And I'm actually going to put it up. I'm not scared. He gave me a love letter, and it was because I raided his base. And do you know what I raided it for? Less than $1 million. Less than $1 million. One of his own server players raided it for over 200 million. Not long before. So, but yeah, I got a nice little love letter, which I will show you. But I was focused on everything on 142 bases, ships. So, and it's a shame I can't call up the battle logs, because it would be nice to show you the battle logs from them. But, so let's get to the bottom, because as you can see, there's obviously more here, ship defeats, and this is during the PvP action in those systems where literally I just couldn't get in. The only ships I could get was the Discoveries and the Cerritoses that I found, and it was the skill in that bit was avoiding everybody. And as you'll see from some of the VT that I've got, how many ships there was to avoid, and it was almost a feeding frenzy. Now I'm sure other servers had massive fights, and I've heard that some servers had nothing. I know there was a 50. Oh, I don't know what that. I think it's a 56 player now from my server. He was actually messaging in the 142's GC asking if anybody wanted to do PvP in one of the high level systems. That's how hard it was, and I think it was a lot harder for the high level players to do the PvP events because they had no one to attack. So anyone in the 30s and 40s, not a problem because you've got people to attack. But a big shout out to all these guys as well that is here. Great guys, took it in a stride, and I'll tell you one thing, some of these Indoor Superstar, Telak 10, Smidgy, they tried to attack my base as well. As you can see on this pad, they tried to attack my base and I just kept repairing. But because and the one thing is, I think some of them used ROM. I actually caught one player, he had ROM on the side, so I messaged him saying, why is he on the side? Put him as captain, that's where he's effective. And I just let that player hit my base. I just kept repairing ships. But that's the way it was. There was only 2 players who successfully cracked my base, and I think I might have a record of at least one of them. Yeah, there he is, that first red one there, that level 54. That was a Vorcha class attack cruiser. Yeah, a Vorcha class attack cruiser. He was the second player to get into my base. Long before that one, as you can see, one day, a 56 player broke my base. Yeah, came in, boom. Nobody else could actually break through, but when I was online, it was easier for me to quickly repair. But it's like they would only do damage to 1 or 2 ships, maybe destroy a couple of them. Easy enough to repair, and I still got ships. And there were times my Enterprise and Augur was actually out somewhere else when I was actually getting my base attacked. So which means the rest of my ships did the job, and the biggest one was Crass. Having Crass on the bridge, he was the biggest help. So, and just to say, that 56 player, I can't remember what his name is. I think he was from Angels of Death. He hit me with a Corvus, and it was a big Corvus. So, just to show that, here we go. So what we'll do is we'll just quickly call up, because this was the main defense crew I had in my ship. Full synergy Crass on her Meridian. Now, I actually tiered up this Meridian to make it as strong as possible. When it's in my base, it's over 900,000. It's not far off 1 million. So that was just sitting there, and when they're attacking me with other ships, they're going after the other ships that was in my base, like battleships, interceptors, explorers. But the one thing is they wouldn't target first because of the triangle was that thing. Yeah, that thing. So it was ideal to just put Crass on it. Full synergy. It would literally negated ROM. What else can you do? So it would take a higher level player to come and smack my base. Now, the events itself were, yeah, okay, payouts weren't too bad. 6-hour turnarounds, not too bad. But yeah, so we'll go back into the events, because I am actually particularly proud of one particular leaderboard that I was in, and it was this one here. I was particularly proud of this one. I finished 4th. At one point, I was 2nd. Yeah, and it was dealing damage as an invader. So every time I was on the invading, going, done it. But unfortunately, obviously the last part was defensive, which means any ships that I did kill in that time was no point, because I'm not going to score for them. But it was nice to actually be that high. Yes, I only got 14 Una shards. The payouts were, yeah. I mean, to be perfectly honest, what they should have done with these leaderboards, and I think they actually did it another way, is they should have actually made top 1 maxed out. But I think they basically just split a shards across all the solo leaderboards. So basically kind of expecting you to go 4-3. Yay! So now, champion, I only finished in 84th. Did get some rewards. So what would 84th get me? 2 Una shards and 590 subspace relays. Yay! Relays! Now, players who actually did complete the solo leaderboards higher up, and they were able to get more than enough of these subspace relays to take their the subspace building up to level 11. I've only got to level 3 because I didn't get enough, and I really hope Scopely are going to source them out to make it easier to upgrade this building, especially if they're going to make Incursions a regular thing. Now, Raiders. As you can see, I finished 50th here with a 1.12 billion points. So, raiding as an invader, and here's your points. So, yeah, it was mainly the top 3, steel, titanium, and dilithium, that were my big scorers. Like I said, I started nitpicking at bases, just picking off anything just to get these few extra points. And these points obviously went towards my server's total score. But I did do some jointly defending as well, but the points were lackluster, to say the least. Now, before I show you some VT on what I was doing, basically, what did I think of this event? It was alright to begin with. Once I got over 12 hours, it became a bit more of a, okay, yeah, alright then. And to be perfectly honest, it did not give me the incentive to stay in the game. The reason being is because when you raid in, as the invader, you're looking for bases. Most of them had already been drained. The ones that actually had the resources were online, and they were and you couldn't find them because most of them had actually gone over to my server ready for their invading of us. So it's just like, yeah, okay. I was like, there was bases I was looking at, 25 billion steel. Oh yes, please, but I can't crack it because they're online. But hey ho. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cut over to some VT, and I'm just going to narrate quickly through what there is. So let's go over, shall we? Okay, so as you can see here at the top of the screen, it's telling you I'm invading server 142 Doomsday, and as you can see, I'm having a quick look around this system because this is where my PvP is actually going to be held. And as you can see, there's quite a few players there. There's some explorers, interceptors, battleships in there. So yeah, oh yes, there was an event I forgot to cover, and that is the AMS. But here you go. This was, as you can see, what, 3 hours 7 minutes in, and here's your AMS, and here's your point scoring for it, and obviously you're getting subspace relays for it. Yay! For an alliance base, that is pathetic. That was pathetic rewards. But anyway, here we go. So we're fighting. So what crews am I using? Well, as you can see, I got Uhura on my Enterprise, and she sided with Captain James T. Kirk from the original series. And I can't remember who she was with. Did you put her with Marcus? Or was I running critical builds at this point? I think I was running anti-crit at this point, so which means that would have been TOS Spock out of on. But as you can see, I went after someone, and then they decided to come and have a feeding frenzy on me. So just the joys of the game, really. Yeah, plenty of repairs, plenty of just send it back in. Cannon fodder. Was I that bothered? No, I wasn't. There was some Cerritos in there, there was some Discoveries, and the tactic for me was, once I got in there, try and get at one of them. Yes, it wasn't going to be as much points as if I could destroy a Valdor, but I'd still get somewhere. Now, where are we? Oh, it's still in the system. There you go. I've got a nice blue Rector, and that's the Rector we was all seeing from the home side. And if obviously you was on the away team, you saw a red one around it as well. But as you can see, I constantly got people coming in to attack me. It was neither here nor there for me. I was going in, I was doing an event. I'm not bothered. Yes, I'm going to lose ships. Would I prefer to send a Riata in for this one? Hell yeah. Cheaper repairs. But it didn't matter. So now we're moving on to base raiding. Now I'm looking around for some bases to raid. I do have a bit of feeding frenzy on one base coming up, but obviously I looked at this guy and I decided I was going to take a pot shot at him. I don't think he had an awful lot in the way of resources, but anyway, I sent me Enterprise and Augur in. Obviously, hit a milestone for the Alliance. Woo! Now, here's your feeding frenzy. Now, was it Barclay at this point, and this is where we was having a good old feeding frenzy on a 142 base, and this was the system I got raided in, because obviously my son fell out of bed. I literally just threw my phone down, ran upstairs to him, totally forgetting I had no shield. And I had enemies nearby, and it took that level 56 player to actually smash me open. Now, here in Earthver, we played Kiss Chase. Yes, I don't know if this guy actually knew I was chasing him, because obviously I came in to the edge of the system, cloaked, and then or did I cloak just before I came into the system? No, I cloaked at the edge of the system, and then I just chased him around the system. So, trying again. Now, one thing I did notice, that when I was doing some PvP action back in that Europa system, I targeted Cerritos and I was chasing it, then suddenly my ship would just jump right ahead of it, and then it'd like catch me up to a point and then just veer off. I don't know if there was some bug going on, some glitch there, but unfortunately I don't have any footage of that actually happening. Bummer, really. But anyway, I eventually got this guy and I won that fight. So, yeah. He was running a PvE crew, so I was going to win that fight hands down any day. And I took out a number of ships as well, like it as well. But as you can see, we've transitioned back over into the game. Yes, because it is results time. It's time to bring the results. And I'll tell you one result I am going to bring to you is this one. Yeah, turns out Thursday morning I'm still positive. In fact, I'm emphatically positive for COVID. Woohoo! So it turns out I didn't give it to my kids, they gave it to me. But anyway, I'm still doing healthily. I'm still going. I've still got my energy. Yee! But anyway, we're not here for those kind of results. We are here for these results. This one here, the big results. Who actually won between 134 and 142? Well, those servers actually know, and I'm sure it's been spread out amongst other servers as well who won. But just for confirmation of who it is, results are, yes, 142 Doomsday actually took it, and to be perfectly honest, right, they took it from the minute they began invading, which was at 2300 hours yesterday evening. So, yeah. Once we finished invading, they came over. That was it. But when I woke up this morning, it was pretty much these lines. So, but they won it at the end of the day. And so, a big congratulations to 142 on a well-deserved victory. We're really looking forward to going back to you in the next round, so hopefully we can make this a little bit tighter. If not, we can actually do better and actually win it. But then again, you've got the rewards across the side there: 2 Una shards, some subspace relay modules, and a Exicon buff. Woohoo! So, but yeah. So, big congratulations to 142 on their win, and that is all for today. Yes, so if you like this video, also smash the like button and drop a comment section in the section down below. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well, so you know when I'm releasing future content. The next one will be Sunday with the Vidar, and it's also going to be the end of the arc. So we've also got coming up is the opening of those chests in the event store. Yes, it's going to be the opening of these 4. Have we got any more of these Triumph tokens to come? I don't know. I haven't seen any yet, but I think we've got to the end of the thingy, so we will be looking at the mystery box at the very end there. What am I going to get? Well, let's remind ourselves what is in there. So we have a chance of active nanoprobe, syndicate, tetrions, spores, chips, and some trait XP. Now, I will just quickly say, Rev did mention this, I believe it was in a live stream. These are not all equal chances. It's like that syndicate, you've probably got a 5% chance of getting that. 5%. The mycelium spores, 25%. I think they were the figures he used. But that should give you, anyway, an idea of how this lucky draw will work. So, in 4 days' time, we shall find out what I'm going to get. Ooh, very tense. Anyway, also, Discord. Don't forget to join my Discord. The link is in the description for the last video. So also do go check it out. My Discord is up and running. A stage has just been added. Whether it's going to get used or not, I still don't know, because I was hoping I could use it to broadcast my game at the same time as just doing discussions. Maybe it just got to be similar to like DJ's stage where we just sit and discuss. But we'll see. Anyway, I've been Admiral Pegasus. This has been Incursions Part 1. Oh, sorry, Day 1. I think this is the 5th video on Incursions. So Incursions Part 5 for Day 1. Anyway, I've been Admiral Pegasus, and this has been Star Trek Fleet Command. Stay safe and live long and prosper. Good night.